Well, hey guys. This is a bit of a two-part. Sorry, not a two-part. This is a bit of just a test out of my recording software, and to show you and explain roughly what the first couple of videos on this channel are going to be about. So, without further ado, um, I have only got into the miniature hobby this year. Um, that said, I have a lot of grey plastic in my pile of shame already. These are some clan rats from the recent Skaven Tide. Such nice sculpts there. The recent Skaven Tide box. Um, and with these, I am making. So basically, I have this little plan for those of you who are familiar with the history of New Zealand, and for those of you who don't really know what happened. Back in the day, the British came here, uh, did the standard British thing, and killed a whole bunch of the natives and Canberra. God, they're so beautiful, aren't they? Beautiful sculpts. Um, Killed a bunch of the natives. There were lots of wars. They actually called them the Land Wars, the New Zealand Land Wars. Um, so I have taken that jumping off point and I plan to use it as inspiration for making a whole host of miniature armies and eventually turning these armies into a bit of a rip-off of Age of Sigmar and 40k to play with my son when he grows up old enough to learn about all this. So, to that end, let's just move this back a bit. To that end, I have started building up my little army. I really like this one. And I've also done quite a bit of kind of background lore based on. So basically, I have Space Marines and Stormcast Eternals that will be filling the role of the British. I'll be using the various Eldari and so Eldar, Craftworld, Eldar, Exodites, Drukhari, and Yanari, and also the Seraphon and a few of the Orc models from Skaven Tide, Orc models, sorry, from Age of Sigmar, sorry, not Skaven Tide, to represent the Māori. And then these Skaven are what I am calling the Fomoire, which are a mix of inspirations, really. There's a bit of just sort of your standard Rattus Norwegianus, which I mean, your usual shipwreck that were quite popular, not quite popular, quite prevalent back in the days of people sailing around in ships. Oops. Um, and the word Fomoire is based on the Fomorians because I am also Irish, as well as Māori, as well as British. So we're going to take quite heavily from Gaelic and Celtic mythology as well. These lads are all denizens of a mine in my lore. They basically live in the mine, come out to skirmish with neighbouring communities. I don't know if you can see it, but this one's wearing like a little gas mask. And the general idea is that they will be intelligent and sapient, but not as clever as humans. Here's the first kit bash one. Very simple kit bash. This is just a cruel boy orc from the Dominion box. I think they are called Gut Ripper Cruel Boys. And he's just had a little clan rat head put on him. Simple, but I think it works quite well. Needs to have a tail made. Potentially needs a bit of work on the legs as well, the feet, because they're looking a bit too human, aren't they? You can see that. A little hobbit toes. Oh, our rat ogres. And we will show you. These two aren't kit bash, but I do have one that has been kit bashed slightly. They are really, really nice sculpts. That little bit blade. Little green claw. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so the Fomorians are based off, sorry, the Fomoire are based off the Fomorians, which were part of the six mythological waves of cultures that settled Ireland, the island of Ireland, prior to the Irish. Here is the current leader, current warlord of my Fomoire. I really like this dude. So he's just made from a Calaboss, a random Skaven head. I don't actually think it was. I think it might be a Clawlord alternate head, or possibly a Grey Seer, an HQ of some time, a leader of some kind. And then this is what I'm currently working on. It is another named character in my crew. Working title for this man is Baylor, the Iron Rat. Loosely based off, I don't know if anyone's played Dark Souls, but there's a lad in Dark Souls named Black Iron Tarkus who helps you fight a golem. Very, very hench lad with a very big weapon. And so this guy's based off that. So those are the Fomoire I have sort of built currently. We should have done the life as well. So yeah, the Fomoire live inside a mine based on the Waihi Martha's mine. Um, this story actually started out in the 40k universe before I decided to bring it over to a completely homebrewed setting. And the idea was that this mine would be the site of part of the Caliban, the rock. Well, not the rock, the planet Caliban, which, as we know, got destroyed. Um, so I was going to have a chunk of that planet crashing down on a death world, and it would land in this mine. There would be some gene stealers on that sort of comet meteorite. They were going to eventually infest the mine and displace these rats into the outer environments. But now that we're working almost completely on a homebrewed setting, we're kind of having to work because I also have an idea for my homebrewed Tyranids, and I do want to bring them in this, what we're calling it Land Wars. In this Land Wars setting, um, basically the Tyranids are going to represent the, what do you call it, environmental destruction, the environmental impact of humans. So my Tyranids are going to be a bit more Zerg-like. Actually, no, we'll do a different video for the things. So yeah, that's the go with these guys. I have a rough list of. I'm going to start with playing some solo Path to Glory games just to flesh out the narratives I have. So basically, what I'm trying to do is build up enough of these to make a Vanguard 600 point list out of the Skaven Codex. Then I will also do the same based on the Sylvaneth Codex, Stormcast Eternals Codex, and perhaps the Seraphon Codex. So with that, it'll be Stormcast representing the British, the Seraphon representing the Māori, the natives of New Zealand, for those who aren't familiar, Skaven representing the Fomoire, which is sort of just going to be your generic bestial, kind of like, imagine what the orcs and goblins are in Lord of the Rings. And then Sylvaneth as well. And Sylvaneth are going to represent what I am terming the Corpsewood Alliance. So in 40k, if I'm running with 40k codexes, these will be represented with the Tau Empire Codex. But as Path of Glory is based in Age of Sigmar, we're going to use the Sylvaneth Codex. And I have a really cool idea of making. So I own some Kroot models and some Vespid models. What I'm planning to do is represent the various Tau battle suits and whatnot with Sylvaneth models in 40k. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good first video. I mean, realistically, this is just testing what all my recording equipment looks like and going through the process of uploading a video to YouTube just to get the hang of things. So yeah, and if this all uploads alright, without a hassle, I will start building and painting my models in front of this little camera and uploading it. So yeah. Anyway, hope you have enjoyed the last 14 minutes and see you in the next video. Cheers.